Thank you for connecting with me today. If you would like to skip ahead, there are timestamps in the description box below. Please keep in mind that these are general readings, so it will not resonate with everyone. Take whatever resonates, leave the rest behind. We are here to grow, to learn, to connect with each other, so I really love it when you guys help each other out in the comments. I love the likes, the shares, the subscribes. Big shout out to my subbies. You have no idea how much I love you guys. You keep me going, and I get a lot out of this. It really means a lot to me. I can't even describe how much it means. For more information, including planetary transits and how to book a personal reading, please check the description box below. Hey Libra, welcome to March 2018. Let's get on to your spiritual messages. Let's get on with it. We have Angel Crystal, and Crystal says, have faith and hope because there is something positive and new on the horizon that you can't yet see. So, I think we've got this before in, I don't know how far back. You'll have to look through my readings if you feel so called to do so. But we've got Crystal before. I remember the orbs here. And she's alone in this field, in this meadow full of flowers. And, you know, it looks like there's nothing around her. You know, it's just like the same field of flowers around her. And so it says something new is on the horizon. So what I'm seeing is kind of like new day dawns, like, I'm thinking of like seasons changing, like, the season, like the karmic wheel is turning, right? And it's interesting, we have, double cards. So I have the Four of Cups here, and I have the Four of Cups here. The Four of Cups, it can be a card about boredom, about missed opportunity, about, here we see a boy who is sitting in the middle of a pasture. It's beautiful, you know, it's one of the most beautiful cards in this deck, I think. There's a horse behind him, there's a castle behind him, he's got good food, good wine, and a beautiful lily pond before him, and he's just kind of like, he doesn't see all the good that is in front of him, right? Whenever it's reversed, I see it as, you know, more of a card about gratitude, more of a card about seeing all these things behind you. But the Four of Cups can also be a card about meditation, about reflection. And so I often see, you know, when a lot of other tarot readers say that the Four of Cups is the hand of God offering you an opportunity and you can miss that opportunity, I kind of feel like a lot of times when this card comes up, it's because you're in a position where taking opportunities isn't necessarily for your best benefit, where the right time, like, especially when it's reversed, it's just a good time to sit back and sort of align your vibration to that which you want in your life, right? So let's get some clarifiers on this. Spirit, could you clarify the Four of Cups for me, please, for Libra and all those who love Libra in their spiritual life? Could you clarify Crystal and the Four of Cups? And like Crystal, she says that you can't see something new on the horizon, right? So you can't see a cup, like the hand of God offering you a cup. You can't see an opportunity right now. But now is the time to kind of take stock of your life, I think. And as you are healing, as you are reflecting, as you are kind of realigning your gratitude, then I think the new thing will come in. But let's see. Spirit, 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 please surround us with the warm, light, loving light of God and give us God-given guidance for Libra and all those who love Libra in their spiritual life. Could you clarify the Four of Cups and Crystal for us, please? Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're the best. One more shuffle, one more shuffle. For Libra and all those who love Libra. So we have the Queen of Swords, that's probably us. We have the Nine of Chalices reversed, and then we have the Ten of Swords. So, the Queen of Swords, you could also be dealing with another Libra. You could be dealing with a Gemini, with an Aquarius, but the Queen of Swords is someone who, she's had a lot of different experiences, and, she's been heartbroken, right? She has, sometimes she's the widow card, sometimes she's the divorcee card, but she has had her heart broken a lot of different times, and as a result, she has gone through this process where she has attained wisdom, and so she can give really good advice, like dating advice, but she has a hard time accepting love because of, you know, those residual fears that that her experiences have allotted her, right? So she can be guarded, she can be, some can see her as cold and distant, some even see her as bitchy, but, you know, I think, she's a very witty person, she's a very, funny person, but she's definitely an independent, single lady type of, and, you know, you could be male or female. We also have the Nine of Cups right here, and the Nine of Cups is a wish card. The Nine of Cups can also mean, whenever it's reversed, it can mean addictions and excess, drinking too much, eating too much, partying too much, exercising too much, you know, just excess in anything, shopping too much, anything. So, as you're reflecting on your life, as you're reflecting on your past hurts, then you may be supplementing it with drugs, alcohol, food, sex, any sort of, like, you know, earthly pleasures. But I see this more as a, like, not getting your wishes fulfilled and wondering, like, where the hell is it, you know? Like, I am a Libra too, and I keep seeing these readings for Libra, and they keep telling me, like, all the things I want to hear, all the, like, good things that are coming into my life, and I'm like, well, when? When is it gonna happen? And there are a lot of good things in my life right now. I do have things to be grateful for. I do have this beautiful, like, setting around me. Let me know if this resonates with you too. But I can't see, like, my wishes, you know? I can't see my wishes yet. I see, like, things to be grateful for, things that are helping me along this process, things that are helping me heal and, like, learn from my experiences, but I'm not seeing my actual wish in my life, and it's very frustrating. So let me know if that resonates with you. We also have the Ten of Swords, and the Ten of Swords is a lot like the Queen of Swords. Ten of Swords is about being backstabbed, being betrayed, being just really disappointed, and as a result, you all of those experiences crystallize into wisdom. So, I mean, these could basically be the same cards, right? She has been lied to, cheated on, died on even, and as a result, she can give good advice to others. As a result, she can sort of know better next time, right? So the Nine of Swords is a lot like that. It's like the worst is over. So just remember that. Remember, like, if you are reflecting on your past, if you are taking an assessment of your past, reflecting on your past, remember that the worst is behind you, and those experiences were meant to happen because they put you in a direct position to be more wise. This is a really wise woman. This is like the pinnacle of wisdom. And it's a result of all these trials, all these tribulations, and you finally, you know, learn a higher level of this life, right? You could also be having back trouble. You could be experimenting with acupuncture, with alternative medicines. If you do have back trouble, make sure to get a massage, go to a chiropractor, sit up straight, you know. Whenever I see this card, if you are having health trouble, just mind your back, make it strong. You might do some exercises like rowing, but having a strong back is going to, if you are having health trouble, it's going to help you along this process. And I also got the message just now of like having a backbone. So, you know, Libras can be a little bit of pushovers. I'm guilty of it. And so maybe all these experiences have helped you gain a backbone. Something to think about for some of you. Let's move on to our money, health, and career messages. But first, I gotta make my money. So stay tuned until after this commercial break. Okay, in money, health, and career, we got wide open. I don't really like this card. You know what? I'm not going to read the book this month. I love the descriptions, but I feel like on a more intuitive level, I'm just going to go with it. So I feel like you're kind of tired of having, I mean, the notorious stereotype of Libra is that we can't make choices. My thing is that we make choices. We just take time to make those choices. But I'm feeling like with this wide open card, you know, whenever it's upright, it's like the possibilities are endless. I have the whole world ahead of me, right? But whenever it's reversed, it's like you're kind of tired of bouncing around from option to option. So you want, like, you don't want choices. You don't want options. You don't want, you know, all these possibilities. You want just, like, something stable. You know, I'm thinking, like, obviously this is money, health, and career, but I'm thinking about, like, open relationships. But in terms of jobs, right? So if you don't have like job security, I feel like you're wanting job security. But let's see what the other messages have to say. Oh, look, we got the 10 of Swords again. So this is a strong message. So like I said, with the 10 of Swords, it's being backstabbed, betrayed, lots of pain, lots of heartache, and as a result you get wisdom, right? Here we have the 10 of Pentacles, and so I see like these together. It's like whatever situation you're in, you know it's not part of your long-term goals, and it's too nebulous of a situation. It's too nebulous at work. It's too I feel like you're really like longing for something stable, but something that is part of like your long-range professional goals. And maybe right now you, as a result of the experiences you've faced at work, you know, it's like you're kind of realizing what works for you, what doesn't. So even though something doesn't work for you, it's like you can turn that into like the opposite, right? So, you know, like, well, this part of the industry is not for me, so I need to start looking for jobs in other parts of the industry. Something like that. Let me know how that resonates with you, but let's move to your clarifier. Spirit, Spirit, Spirit. Could you clarify wide open the 10 of Pentacles and the 10 of Swords for Libra and all those who love Libra? For Libra and all those who love Libra and their money, health, and career. Money, health, and career for Libra and all those who love Libra. For Libra and all those who love Libra. Like, I feel like this wide open upside down is like being in a place of limbo, and you're just tired of, or like being like a forever intern, right? It's like you can't meet these long-range goals as this like intern. It's like you have to keep starting at entry-level positions, or I don't know. Let me know, Libra, let me know. Please surround us with the warm, light, loving light of God and give us God-given guidance for Libra and all those who love Libra in their money, health, and career. Could you clarify the 10 of Pentacles and the 10 of Swords for me, please? For Libra and all those who love Libra. For Libra and all those who love Libra. There's like some sort of missing piece. 3 shuffles. Thank you, Spirit. Thank Thank you, thank you. And for those complaining that I shuffle too much, there are plenty of other readers on YouTube, and you can read your own cards. Because we want to help you, and we will shuffle as much as Spirit calls us to shuffle. Okay, for money, health, and career for Libra, and all those who love Libra, let's see. We got Ace of Pentacles, that's a good card. We got Ace of Swords, and then we got Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so we've been getting this message a lot. I'm a Libra too. Ace of Pentacles is a new opportunity. Ace of Pentacles is keys to the house, right? You may be trying to like buy a new house, and maybe the options are wide open. Like maybe you've been like looking on the market for a new house, and it just seems like this never-ending process. There's not a good fit, you know, like there's not a good option. You're tired of like moving from one shell to another like a little hermit crab, so you want to like find a house that you're going to be in for a while, but every place on the market is just like there's not like an option that you can find like a long-term solution in. But upright, I mean, this is a good sign. It means that the keys to houses are available to you. So there's lots of options that are available to you. If it's not a house, then it means there are lots of jobs that are available to you. It means that there are lots of career paths that are available to you. It means that there are a lot of you're not stuck where you are. And I see this Ace of Swords reversed, and the Ace of Swords, it can be like a lie. I'm hearing it's a lie you're telling yourself, that there are no other options, that you're trapped in this maze, that you can't get out. But it's something within yourself that you're gonna have to, like I'm hearing, like lack mentality, poverty mentality, and not necessarily in like, oh, I'm always going to be broke, I have no money, although that can be it too. I feel like it's more like things that are available to you. Like if you're thinking, that job will never hire me, just like try to put yourself in a mindset where it's like that resource is available to you, and like that dream job is for you, right? That dream job is yours. So kind of like thinking more about options that are available to you in like an excited way, instead of this like exhaustive, oh my god, there's too many choices and none of them are the perfect fit. Just try to think of like, instead try to think in a way that's like, my dream house, my dream job is just around the corner, right? It's over the horizon. I can't see it yet, but it's right here. It's available to me. It's on its way. I think that's the direction you want to take. And we have the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles, a single lady, independent woman, like it should have put a ring on it. She has her own house, her own car, you know, she gets her nails done, she takes care of herself. And so I see this as you, and again, I think this is a common message that Libras have been getting, but you might want to look into self-employment. You might think, oh, I can never do it again. Oh, it's going to be too much work, and I just don't have the resources, but you do have the keys, right? So, you know, if you do want to start doing more freelance work, if you want to get into business by yourself, then I think this is the time where all of your wisdom from trying to rely on like a dream job to just fall into your lap. Maybe it's like, make your own dream job, right? Like this dream job is available to you, but you have to do it yourself perhaps. Let me know if that resonates with you. Let's move on to love and personal life. In love and personal life, we have forgiveness. Don't I know it? So in this particular deck, we see two hands coming together. I just got this flashback of like an old relationship I had, like over and done with it, but the story is, like, it matches up with this. But I was holding a grudge against this boyfriend. For good reason. He deserved it. That's why we're not together anymore. But he was taking care of his granddad at the time. And his granddad had fallen on ill health. And, you know, I was being a little sulky butt. And, you know, carrying a grudge, not forgiving him. And then whenever he started crying because he was worried about his granddad. And my gut instinct was to, like, reach out my hand and hold his hand because he was in so much pain, right? And that kind of, like, mended the relationship at the time. So, if you are, like, holding a grudge against someone, if you're holding on to past pain, then, you know, the idea might be to just, like, express your pain and, have someone reach out their hand to, like, you know, go through that pain with you. We also see a rainbow up here, so especially, you know, with these St. Patrick's Day readings, I've been thinking about, like, at the end of the rainbow, your pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, you know. So forgiveness might be that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. I'm also seeing this spiral staircase with a light on top. So, I feel like, how do I put this into words? I feel like I'm getting a hermit vibe. The card of the hermit is someone who is walking this solitary journey alone in the desert, and it's like the dead of night. He has no way of knowing where he's going, but he has a lantern with him, and so it's like he has to use his inner light to guide him. So I'm feeling like you have to use your inner light to guide you. And then, of course, we see two faces here. We see a lot of, like, ice crystals on top, so someone being like an ice princess. And again, a rainbow down here. But forgiveness says, nothing can be gained by holding on to past disappointments. Very true. Very true, yes. And you got a good card here. You have the Lovers in the traditional tarot. I labeled it as magnetism because it's like these two dual energies who are just drawn to each other, right? Like, you can't explain love. You can't explain why two people connect. No amount of logic can explain it. No amount of, you know, any advice that people give you, you know your relationship more than anyone. But we have the Seven of Wands reversed, and the Seven of Wands is a card about standing up for yourself. Whenever it's reversed, it's a defensive energy, so you're, like, on guard, right? You're trying to defend, like, you know, it's this, like, don't hurt me again. And, you know, with this forgiveness, it's definitely holding on to a past disappointment, holding on to a past hurt so that you don't get hurt again. Perhaps you could be experiencing a very loving relationship and your old wounds are surfacing, and so with a newfound love, with a newfound magnetism, it's like you can't fully appreciate the good that's being offered because you are thinking about the old stuff. But let's move on. Let's see what the cards have to say. In love and personal life for Libra and all those who love Libra, could you give us clarification on magnetism and the Seven of Wands and forgiveness, please? Please surround us with the warm, light, loving light of God. Give us God-given guidance for the highest good of all for Libra and all those who love Libra. You might also be dealing with Gemini. Lovers is Gemini. For Libra and all those who love Libra and their love and personal life, what can you tell us about magnetism and the Seven of Wands and forgiveness and love and personal life for Libra and all those who love Libra? For Libra and all those who love Libra. One more shuffle. Knight of Swords. Six of Swords. Reversed, and the Eight of Swords. That popped out, so I saw that, so I'll take it. Okay, so, The Knight of Swords is usually, this could be your energy. You could also be dealing with another Libra, with a Gemini again, or an Aquarius. But the Knight of Swords is someone who has a calling in their heart. They know the truth in their heart. They have all these feelings in their heart, and they want to bust down the door. And it's like the activist, the protester, right? It's like, I know the truth, and you can't hide it from me, type of thing. And they can come off as very, like, very harsh, very abrasive, very just like blunt and cutting with their words. It's like, when I say activist and protester, of course this is a love reading, but when I say activist and protester, this is someone who, again, they have that calling in their heart. They want justice, they want fairness, a lot like Libra. But whenever they are fighting for what they believe in, whenever they are like, you know, war, what is it good for? Absolutely nothing, rah! They're not, getting their message across by connecting with anyone. They're not saying, you know, I really don't agree with war because of X, Y, and Z. It really, like, personally affected me. You know, I was a veteran, or my partner suffered PTSD. So they're not, like, getting down to an emotional reason. They're just kind of, like, pointing fingers and placing blame. And so, again, with this forgiveness, right, with this, like, defensive standing up for yourself, it's like, you know, maybe you know the truth in your partner, in your potential partner, in, you know, someone you miss, someone you're thinking about. Maybe you know the truth, and, you know, you might not be getting the truth from someone else, and so you feel like angry about it, fired up about it, wanting to, like, bring the truth to the surface, bring the truth to light. We see a centaur here. This Knight of Swords in this particular deck is a centaur, half man, half horse, and he's trying to bust through this door. And so this door is not just easily, you can't just easily open it, right? So you may be dealing with a person that's not opening up, that's not expressing their feelings, and it's like your intuition knows what's going on. You want to break down this door, but you can't. So it makes you more, like, angry, more upset. Next we have the Six of Swords, and the Six of Swords is a card about moving on. It can be a card about travel. Here we see masks on the wall. And in this particular deck, I get a little bit of a different message. I get someone spying on you from afar, kind of like the Page of Swords in traditional tarot, because we have, you know, this guy looking on the internet, and these masks and the maps indicate, like, from afar. And so, you know, you might be feeling this energy with someone else, right? You may be knowing, like, this door isn't open, but I know that someone on the other side, like, I know they feel it in their heart too, right? But the Six of Cards is a card about moving from, like, moving on, right? Moving, usually it's like moving from troubled waters to calmer waters. But whenever it's reversed, you know, this person can't move on, this person can't walk away, this person, you know, might be even going back. Okay, next we have the Eight of Swords, and the Eight of Swords is a card about feeling trapped. In this particular deck, we see a half-naked woman going down the staircase with a blanket over her. She has her hand in her head, and, you know, she's kind of, like, you can tell she's thinking, like, how could I do this? It's either that, like, feeling regret, maybe feeling regret, like, sexually in some way, but it cannot, like, it typically means being trapped in your head, so being haunted by your thoughts, right? There are these ghosts that are following her down the hallway. Usually, the Eight of Swords means, it's all in your head, right? That you can't find a solution because you feel trapped in your head, but there's actually like a way out. Usually it's a woman who is tied up, blindfolded, and all she has to do is take off the blindfold and, you know, she can free herself, right? But you may be going through some like haunted thoughts right now, you know, because you feel it in your heart. You may not be reacting to it in the best way, but you feel it. Like you're getting defensive because you know it, you know the truth, but, you know, you might still be trapped. And then we have the Chariot, and so the Chariot is a card about moving forward. So even though this is like not being able to move on, you're moving on, you're moving forward, you're moving ahead. You can also be dealing with Cancer. The Chariot represents Cancer. I see this as, in this particular deck, a very victorious card because we have a rock star here, right? He's carrying a guitar, and he's in like this convertible, a lot of fans behind him. And so, you know, with these two out here, you might also be feeling like outwardly on top of the world, you know? You might be like celebrating with friends, your luck is changing, things are turning around. But there's still something in your head that you're holding on to, some regret or some sadness. So that sucks. But, you know, I think on this path, like, just try and forgive and forgive and forgive and forgive and forgive. This is going to help you move forward. And not just forgive, you know, whoever done you wrong, but also forgive yourself. Forgiveness was a big theme in February, but maybe we're still carrying it out here. And remember that everything is... Sorry about that, Libra. It was a good thing. I was rambling. I will see you in April, and I love you very much. Bye.